Oh, God. What's everybody? Got the sun in y'all's eyes already. Spur of the moment deal going on. Right now I'm in my 91 Corvette and we are heading to Arkansas, part of Blytheville, or no, not Arkansas, my bad. We're going to Missouri and we're gonna trade for something. Right now I got the top off. I don't know if you can hear all the wind right now. I was supposed to start this at the house, but I didn't. So spur of the moment, of course. I guess I'll see y'all when we get there. Well guys, sorry. I wanted to show y'all the Corvette a little bit more on this channel, but it just seemed I needed something a little more practical, and now it's gone. In front of me, I can see it. Of course y'all can't. Hopefully the camera is also better, because the last video, my first video or whatever you want to call it, I had the camera vertical instead of horizontal, so hopefully this camera view is a little bit better, wider. But in front of me, if you've seen in that little last clip of the Corvette driving off, you might be able to tell what it is. I want to show it right now, but we can't do that just yet. I want to drive it, get it to the shop, and we'll check it out. So I guess I'll see y'all when we get there. So here we are, we're back at the shop. For y'all, took a couple seconds. For me, I had to go register this thing and then get some insurance on it. But we made it back to the shop and it did okay. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could have done a couple videos on the Corvette just to give a perspective to y'all, but I don't know exactly how I did. I feel like I did okay. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and show y'all what I got. Well, here it is, guys. It is Hemi powered, baby. It is an 08 Dodge Charger RT. And man, this has some things. It's just, here's one thing. Is absolutely trashed, probably. Not absolutely. I mean, it's just that one spot over there. Paint, I don't know if just the clear coat or what, but if you can see here, just the paint, I don't know if someone tried painting it or what. But yeah, there's that. Tires are not the best. It needs an alignment driving it back. Got a couple cosmetic issues. The Corvette did too, on the driver's side headlight on the Corvette on this side. It had a crack, kind of, actually almost like this, but with Corvettes, if you don't know, they are fiberglass body, so it had a little bit more of a mark than something like that. When trading, I wanted something a little more practical. I needed some back seats just because I have kids. So it drove all the way back. We drove it a good probably 40 minutes to an hour. Driving back was about 30 minutes, and then we drove it around town. But other than that, it drove okay. I think it's got an exhaust leak. It's definitely got its quirks. It definitely needs some work. But one of the main things I was looking for in finding a vehicle or trying to trade the Corvette was, for one, needed 4 seats or 4 doors, I mean. 2, had to have a V8. I didn't want to go from a Corvette to, say, a mom car or a minivan or something like that. Excuse me, I'm a little sick. My throat don't feel the best, but it definitely. I also didn't. I mean, I wanted to get a car that I can get in and go, and this is that car. This is a car I can get in and just go. It's just, I feel like I'm going to end up putting money into it, and I did not want to put money into it. There are definitely some things that need some work. So, interior is not the best. Definitely seen worse though. Another thing is the odometer does not read. The odometer does not come up on the dash. The guy said that the engine was replaced last year. Don't have any paperwork, but the motor, it does sound good. It sounds great. No Hemi tick or anything like that. Check engine light is on. I'm gonna hook the scanner up to it and test that out, see what that is. I'm going to say it's O2 sensors almost, just because I think the catalytic converters are failing, because I gave it a little throttle and it smelled like eggs. If your car smells like eggs, most of the time it's your catalytic converters are going bad. Fuel gauge works. It's just a little wonky. So honestly, I don't know how many miles are on this body at all. Don't know how many miles are on the motor. So, but it drives good. It drives pretty decent. So, I guess you could say technically I got this for $2,500, and for $2,500 it ain't bad, because I got the Vette for a steal at $2,500. I got it from a kid. He was going off to basic training and he didn't want it sitting. And I told him, you know, if you want someone to take care of it, I'm that person, you know. And I did, you know. I didn't drive it. I didn't drive the Vette in the rain. I drove it only on nice days and whatnot. So let's pull this in the shop. Probably gonna get it up on the lift, check everything out, and also probably do a little somewhat deep clean maybe on the interior, because unfortunately the guy was a smoker. It don't smell like smoke in there. He got there's a little tree in there. It smelled good for the most part, but there's it needs a good cleaning on the interior, that's for sure. So I guess let's get this in here. All right guys, we got the car in the shop. We're about to put it up on the lift and get up under here and see what's going on. I'm very interested to see what it looks like. I really hope that I don't see nothing that's just like I'm just goofed. All right, guys, we're up underneath the car. I did a little quick inspection real quick just to see what everything looked like. Nothing just absolutely major that I'm seeing. The only thing that I'm seeing right now is there is definitely an oil leak. The guy I got it from says it has a valve cover leak. So that's one thing I'm gonna look into. It looks like it does. But down here, it's just about drenched in oil, at least around the motor and whatnot. I'm gonna turn y'all around and show y'all what it looks like. All right, guys, we're gonna start at the back. So whoever had this, they did, like I said, they did some exhaust work. Got dual pipes. I'm pretty sure right here there should be a muffler of some sort, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think it's all like right here at the out. I think it's all like one big piece, but instead it's straight pipe. Rear diff don't look terrible. You can see right here, there is some dry rotting. The way these drive shafts couple is literally like through a bolt or whatnot. And there's this rubber piece and then here's the flange of, let me scoot y'all back. Here's the flange for the differential. Here's basically where they made up. This is a rubber piece, and then there's the drive shaft on these Chargers, Challengers, Chrysler 300s, your Magnums, just about all the suspension parts, and basically the whole body is almost the same. I don't know if this is factory or not. I don't know much about the Chargers or whatnot. But here's an X pipe, it looks like. And then, like I said, there's the mufflers or resonators of some sort. And then we move up to the front. And man, this is just covered in oil back here. It's definitely covered. It's definitely, I'm gonna say it is coming from the valve cover gasket, just because you can see up top on the valve covers that it definitely has been leaking of some sort. So we're gonna get that fixed. That boot looks, yeah, that boot is shot. These tie rods could be replaced. It definitely needs some suspension work, but that's good because, you know, I know how to do that. That boot looks like it's shot. But for the most part, it drove pretty good. It didn't drive just terrible. The AC does work, which I was very surprised at. It just has, the blend doors are stuck. So like the passenger side, it blows really cold, but the driver's side blows straight hot all times. And it does have a check engine light. I'm going to say it's maybe for O2. I don't know. I'm going to get in there and check that out. That steering shaft, it looks a little wore out. But yeah, that's the underneath. Honestly, it's not too bad. I was expecting maybe a little worse. Rotors look fine. No marks or grinding marks. So definitely suspension needs revamped. If I decide to put money into it, I'll probably find, honestly, a SRT rear end and maybe front suspension if I can. And honestly, just swap them out because, like I said, those are interchangeable, which is really cool on these cars. So I guess I'm going to set it back down probably. I would like to, honestly, cut this off. I'm probably eventually going to cut these mufflers off and probably just make it straight pipe. I mean, it sounds okay right now, but of course, I want to hear that Hemi. I want to hear that Hemi rumble, and I don't want no restriction. It still has the cats. Definitely going to keep the cats on. I'm not the type of person to just straight cut the cats off and then just straight pipe it. That's not how I am. Well, guys, I may have spoke too soon. My girl got home and I showed her the car and whatnot. I put my code reader up to it to read the codes, and they were for cylinder 6 DOD deactivation. If you don't know these Chargers, Challengers, these Hemis, they got a what's called a DOD deactivation or activation, whatever. It's kind of like Chevy's cylinder shut off, like where you run on 4 cylinders, basically for fuel management, for better gas mileage. I'm guessing this car had a tuner on it because when I went to go put the code reader on it, or the scanner or whatever, there was a Smart Tune OBD2 plug-in plugged into it. So it's got some type of tune. I don't know what type of tune. But I sat there and let it run for a minute, you know, checking out, see if I could see the miles. Couldn't even show me the miles. Like it said 0 miles. So either someone cleared it out or the tune cleared it out. I don't know. But in the meantime of me letting it run, I don't know if the thermostat stopped up or what, because now for the first time since owning this, within say 8 hours I've owned it now, I have developed a coolant leak. I'm going to say it looks like, I'm not exactly sure where it's coming from, but it looks like it's coming from behind the water pump of some sort. I'm gonna show y'all real quick what I'm seeing. I done showed y'all the underneath, and as y'all can see, the underneath, it just looked like oil, but now we got coolant, so. All right, I don't know if y'all can see, so right here where the light is, or where I'm showing y'all, right there is where the thermostat basically is, or it should be. Let me see if I can mount this light. There we go. If y'all can see right there where that browning is, the corrosion it looks like, or whatever you want to call it, that is where the leak came from. And it came from, get that out the way. I don't know if you can see right up in there. It came from underneath that bolt, somewhere in there. And I don't know honestly what's behind that. I want to say maybe the water pump is behind that, if that's the case. But you see they're on the ground now. Here, I'll show you like that. We have coolant, which is not fun. I've always had issue with coolant on vehicles most of the time, and I'm just always scared of when the temperature gauge goes over half. I've just always been like that because my very first truck had coolant issues and I ended up warping the heads and whatnot. So when it comes to cooling temperature or antifreeze or anything cooling wise for the engine, I get freaked out. My anxiety goes to the roof. I get anxious because I'm like, oh no, not again. But it is the Hemi, as you can see. As you can see, it does have a valve cover leak. Definitely want to get that fixed up. I'm waiting for it to cool down. It is definitely still hot. It's hard to tell if it has any type of coolant in it. I'm waiting, like I said, I'm gonna wait for it to cool down so I can check everything because I really don't want to come over here. Everyone knows if you open this up while it's hot, you're gonna have a great day with hot burning coolant going everywhere. So I guess technically now we have a project on our hands, which was really not the plan, but I guess it'll be fun along the way, I hope. So I really don't know what the next few steps are. The next few steps, I believe, are I kind of lost a little motivation today. I was going to clean it out. Seat is not the best over there. Center console. This seat ain't bad. It's got a seat cover on it. There's no rips in it that I can tell, but unfortunately the guy I got it from, he was a smoker. So I don't know if you can see in there, but got ashes and whatnot. Now it's starting to smell like a little bit of smoke. He put a little tree in it, but now I can start. Headliner sags a little bit back there. They tried putting, I don't know, some type of headliner in it. I don't know what type of headliner, but I'm starting to smell the smoke a little bit more. I'm not a smoker. It's not my thing. It made me feel icky the whole ride home. All right, so we let the Charger cool down. Right now it is probably about 9, 10 at night. So it's cooled off. I'm gonna check this but this coolant reservoir to see if there's even anything in it, because it don't look like there's anything in it. So I'll show y'all guys along with me. So as you can tell, I mean, yeah, it looks like an old reservoir, but you should still be able to tell if there's any type of fluid in there. Oh my God. There's no way. Are you telling me this is bone dry? I mean, there's a little bit down there, but I don't, oh my goodness. I'm gonna be honest, if it ran like that all the way here back to my house or the shop or whatever, I'm really surprised, because I drove this car, I drove it back it's about 30 minutes back into town from where I went and got it. And then I drove it in town to get it registered, insurance, all that. Had to pick up the kids from school, and then I sat at a store for a minute. Had to do something there. at the store and then drove it back. That is ridiculous. I mean, I'm glad it made it back. And the thing is, the motor don't sound bad at all. What I just checked before the coolant reservoir was the oil, because it has a oil leak. And on these Chargers, it's very common. I had a buddy, now his wife, but she had a Charger. It was the V6 though. The dipstick usually likes to break. In this case, mine is broke, but it's at the top to where you can see it. So you see right here, the dipstick, the little ring is broke, but it should still be in, this should still go in far enough to where you should be able to read your oil level. And quite honestly, which I just turned it on too. It's hard to tell right here. I wish y'all could see that. There was nothing on it. And I turned it on and now there's stuff on it. So I'm probably gonna do an oil change. The oil looks fairly fresh too, somewhat, because the dude said he did an oil change on it recently. It's just something about, if you do a trade and you're doing something like this, it's best to go ahead and do an oil change when you get it, even if they say they just did one, to reassure yourself. And really should have checked over these things. I wish I could have, but honestly I couldn't, just because we met up at a place, so the car was still warm. I wouldn't have been able to pop this off when I got there. But I mean, for him to drive there and then drive back, I'm gonna say it's okay. It's just there's some things that's needed, and if you saw, I believe I'm just gonna go ahead and replace the water pump. I'm going to probably put in a 180 thermostat. I don't know what thermostat in here. It could be factory. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna go ahead and buy a 180 thermostat and throw that in there to just give me a sense of reassurance. This is probably it for tonight, which is Friday, and I'll probably see y'all back tomorrow. All right, welcome back, guys. For y'all, like I said, takes seconds for y'all, which is awesome. For me, not so awesome. When we last talked, which was seconds ago for you, but for me, it was Friday. It is now Sunday. Was honestly, very unmotivated to do anything Saturday, but I did go off and get some things. I am prepared to, I guess, work on this. We're going to make a little bit of content out of this Charger. I got it up on the lift again, just to really see everything once over. I've let it sit here for a while. I know we got some leaks, and we got some new leaks that I've just found out, which is fun. Not really, but I guess I'm going to show y'all real quick what I have discovered, and we'll get to it. So, of course, here's the coolant leak from the water pump, I'm going to believe. Oil leak right there. This is, honestly, it's really hard to tell. It's coming from up top. I think it is that valve cover. But in the sense of all that, I'm prepared. We got water pump in there. We got a 180 thermostat. Just gonna go ahead and replace that. Also the oil filter. No, it's right there. Got the oil filter. We're gonna change the oil on it. We're gonna change the water pump and thermostat. Got a new dipstick, because if you didn't see, the dipstick on that is broke. It's very common on these Chargers. Got some coolant to refill. I'm gonna flush the coolant system basically with actual coolant it needs. Move you over here, because here recently I started smelling gas. That right there is a little leak, and here is the gas tank. It's hard to tell where it's coming from because it's coming from up top somewhere. And I just discovered this because I just lifted the car up. I just lifted it up to see everything. I'm probably gonna put it back down and pull up the seat, because I believe if you pull up the seat, you can tell where the gas, because you can see right here it's dark, so it's definitely leaked before, I guess. But I guess I'm gonna put it down and pull up the seat real quick to see what we're working with. All right, so I got that side lifted up. Lift this up, and this should pull out. There we go. And then I guess you pull this back. Yeah, I can already see fluid right there. I guess let me get a light real quick so I can see a little better. Okay, so yeah, we definitely got something going on here. You can tell it is either someone didn't put the seal back on, because I think these gas tanks, they have like a seal, or it could be leaking. I believe I'm going to turn the key on, probably turn it on to see if I can see any type of leaks. And I'm gonna set y'all up to where maybe y'all can see it. All right, y'all let me know if y'all see anything. I'm gonna turn the key on. I heard the fuel pump. Let's just turn it on and see. I don't see anything. I almost want to say that it might be because there's no seal. Might have to look into that. Now that we have that side looked at, I do want to take a look at this other side. Looks like they just stuck a plastic bag in there. Yeah, so this one's leaking a little bit too. You can see back there, it's wet, but not as bad as that other side. Let me get the flashlight in here for y'all. Yeah, so it looks like it's leaked back here before, but it don't look as bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that either this one, the seal is worn out, or whoever put this in, I don't know. I know that other side for sure though. That other side for sure, there's probably no seal. Definitely gonna have to look into that. So I guess let's move on to the coolant and stuff. Get that fixed, get the oil changed. I don't know why they didn't put this grommet back in. It's definitely sticky back here for whatever reason. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of leave that out. I guess I'll put this back. All right, well, I guess let's move on to the coolant and oil. Back in the air we go. And then we'll look at the petcock for the radiator. All right, so here's the petcock. You twist that, fluid should come out. I put this hose on it because if not, it'll just come out the side. I did have to lower it back down real quick to open up the radiator reservoir or whatever, so we can hopefully get a good flow through this. I am prepared. I got this right here. I'm gonna make sure I try to not make a mess at all. So we're gonna open this up and hopefully it drains. I mean, this is used for oil, but before I do the oil change, I'm gonna empty it out, of course, and then put some oil, and then drain the oil in it. You might have to grab something to turn that because it is a little hard. I got my pliers right here. So let me see if I can get y'all set up in a way. It's kind of hard. Well, I have it turned enough to where something should be coming out. I wish I would have had y'all set up because I didn't make a big mess, but I basically wasted all the work I just did putting this hose on this petcock. Cause let me show you. I did all the work to put this hose on. I had to heat it up and expand it because this is the only like hose I had. Well, petcock kept twisting it out. I kept twisting and twisting and twisting, and it still wasn't coming out of there. So I'm like, man, what's going on? So it got to where I thought there was no coolant in the radiator. I went to pull it out just a little bit and it shot out. Well, I tried throwing it back in and thought I had it, let it go, and it came all over. I had to change shirts if you saw. I mean, I didn't get a lot on the floor, but I had to put my finger over it just to kind of hold it. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, well, I guess I better get myself situated. I wanted to get my phone out and record, but I couldn't because I had my right finger over it. Got it in my mouth, man. I had to go wash my teeth, like wash my mouth out, wash my eyes. It was all over me. So that was fun. But the radiator should be drained out. I guess I'm going to now probably put that petcock or that screw or whatever back in, and then we'll get up under here. I'll probably put a tray underneath. I got some cat litter, some non-clumping cat litter, so clean up all this. But I am gonna set a pan down when I bring this back down and pop up in that water pump. I would like to go ahead and do the oil while I'm here, but I don't know how much fluid that caught. This is only 5 gallons, and I really don't want to mix them. So I guess I'm gonna put the screw back in there, and then let's get the water pump off. If you're doing this, make sure you're not sitting here 5 to 10 minutes looking stupid. I'm over here trying to put this drain in, or the plug or whatever, back into the bottom of the radiator, and it is not going in. I'm sitting here trying to screw it, push it. It just ain't. I get to looking, I'm like, maybe that's a seal or a washer or something. So I grab my pick. Sure enough, it comes right out. So make sure you pull that washer out or the seal or whatever, put it around the screw, then put it in, because if not, you'll be sitting here trying to screw it in unless you just absolutely force it in there. But I was trying my hardest. So just make sure you pull that seal out. All right, so we got the car back on the ground. We got the pan underneath. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna start by taking this intake off, or air box, whatever you wanna call it. And then that should give us access to the water pump that's right here. You're gonna have to take your belt off, of course. So find your belt tensioner, which is right there. Looks like it uses a 3/8 socket, not a socket, but a 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 drive. There we go, 3/8 drive. Just pull that back and then take the belt off. And then I'm gonna take right here, here's your thermostat housing, it should be. And then take that off. I think I said I was gonna replace the hose because a little bit of a swelling, but I think, like I said, right there is the beginning of the housing. And this hose also don't look too bad. And you can't squeeze it because it is springed. There's a spring in there, that way it don't collapse on itself or anything. So that is normal. The hose looks okay. It don't look to be dry rotted or anything. So I'm gonna set y'all up and start taking this thing apart. All right, so you can just move that out the way, and then right here is gonna be your thermostat. It might be in there pretty tough. You might wanna grab something. Grab a thing of pliers. There we go. And then there's your thermostat. Yeah, as you can see, I don't know if y'all can see in there, but whoever was using this was using, it looks like green coolant. It might be the right coolant that because that gold, that GO5 is a little, I think it's a yellow, but this might be a yellow. It looks more like a green. But we're just gonna go ahead and do a complete flush, do preventative maintenance basically. See, this thermostat looks like it was back in September of 2023, if that's the date. I wish, yeah, there it is. So this is actually a 203, right there in the center. I doubt y'all will be able to see it. Yeah, y'all can't. Well, right there. Right there in the middle, it says 203 degrees Fahrenheit and 95 degrees Celsius. So this is a 203 thermostat. So we're gonna replace that with a 180. They call it a performance, I guess you could say, but it'll help the car run cooler instead of running so hot. Because it's gotta get up to literally 203 degrees before this even opens to start allowing coolant to go through. So I'm not a very big fan of that, so I went with the 180. So I guess let's continue getting this water pump off. All right, so we're about to break open this water pump. I got all the bolts out. Right now, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's draining a little bit. I hope it's going into that pan. I better check real quick. Indeed, it was not going into the pan. So I guess when I ever get this moved out the way, I'll put some cat litter there, hopefully soak it up before the concrete soaks it up. But all the bolts are out. I didn't have to take the fans out, and I hope I still don't have to take the fans out when I pop this open. There is one pipe right here. It's a little hard. Hopefully I can get it out when I pop this open. So let's go ahead and take this off and see if we can get everything out smoothly. There we go. Wiggle and pull, wiggle and pull. I'm already seeing stuff I don't like. Look at that. I really hope that ain't stop leak or something. What did they put down here? Or if that's just corrosion, from using the wrong coolant, I don't know. It don't look like it's in anything important. It looks like it's just in that valley. In that valley, honestly, it don't look like it holds anything. I'm gonna clean it up and then I'll see if there's any holes that may lead to somewhere. Okay, so I'm not seeing any type of holes where this bottom channel would lead to. It don't look like anything's wrong within the actual water pump valley. Everything looks to be okay there. I'm gonna continue trying to clean this up a little bit, and then I guess get to putting the new water pump back on. Now I did also, when I went and bought the water pump and whatnot, I went ahead and bought a scraper, but it's a safe scraper. It's plastic razors instead of metal. So just kind of be on the safe side. You know, you don't want to mess up any surface that needs to be flat for that gasket so it can seal. So you don't want to make any type of gouges or scratches, any type of way for water to leak through, or in any case, anything, you know, valve cover, gasket. So you just want to make sure the mating surface is clean and flat. All right, so I got the surface as clean as I can, scraped it, wiped it off, came through with some brake cleaner. There is still some residual stuff, but what I'm gonna do is, I mean, you don't have to, but I'm gonna do it just for extra reassurance. You got your water pump, comes with the gasket. What I'm gonna do is, there is some water pump and thermostat housing gasket maker. I'm just gonna do a little dab of that along the perimeter of the gasket and hopefully give it just a better seal. And then also I'm gonna use some of it for the thermostat housing to seal up pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this down on that gasket over there, and then we go ahead and start putting the water pump back on. right, so I got the water pump in. All the bolts should be tight. If not, I'll find out when I fill everything up and go to test it. Now, I've already got the idler off. Had to take that off to get the last bolt on the old water pump. But what you want to do is you want to take your idler pulley off the old water pump, and you want to transfer your tensioner and your idler pulley over to the new water pump. And then we'll go to put the thermostat in, hook everything back up, and then fill the radiator up. All right, I'm a mess, but we got the intake back on, or air filter, I guess you want to call it, whatever. Got the intake on, got the belt back on, got the thermostat in, the thermostat housing on with the hose. Everything is back on like it should be. Now all that's left is to fill up the reservoir. I think what I'm gonna do for a little bit though is before I turn this on or run it or anything, I'm going to let the gasket maker sit for a while. I might empty out this coolant out of my oil drain and start on the oil while the gasket maker sets up. I think that's what I'm gonna do so I can be safe, make sure that gasket maker sets up right. So I guess I'm gonna get on to getting this oil changed. Got the car up in the air. I think what I'm gonna do while I'm underneath here real quick, since I've already got some cat litter on the ground, I'm just going to, the underneath of here is, it's disgusting. I have some of this Zep degreaser for automotive work. I got a spray bottle that is empty. I'm gonna pour some of that into that spray bottle, and I'm just gonna spray the underneath of here and just let that drip. I know you're supposed to wash it for after like 15 minutes or so. Unfortunately, don't have no water here, but I want to try to at least break some of that up. So when I do go to try to get underneath and wash it or whatever, hopefully a lot of it will come off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll get to the oil. All right, so we already got the coolant drained out of here. I did spray some degreaser on everything, just kind of see if it'd break up the gunk a little bit. It looks like it did, but now we're gonna go ahead and get to draining this oil. Right now, Dipstick says that there's nothing in here, and honestly, there might be nothing in here. So I really hope there is, because if there's not, that's gonna suck. So I guess let's drain this oil real quick, see how it looks. All right, so we got oil drain from the pan. We got the oil drain from the filter, new filter in. Went with the Mopar filter. When I went to take this drain plug out, it was pretty loose. Like, I mean, it still took a little bit to take it off, but it was loose. I hate when a sneeze comes up and then it goes away. But anyways, we got the oil drain, new filter in. All that's left now is to drop the car, fill it up with oil, fill it up with coolant, and then probably go give it a test drive and see how everything does. Probably gonna clean up a little bit under here real quick, see what I can get cleaned up, because it is absolutely disgusting. All right, we got it on the ground. Now we're gonna fill it up with some oil. Use 5W20. You can either use Mopar, Amsoil. Right now I'm using Pennzoil just because that's all that O'Reilly's had. I wanted to use a Mopar or Amsoil, but they don't keep it in stock. You have to order it, I believe. So I'm going with the next best thing besides those two. It's gonna be Pennzoil Platinum, 5W20 full synthetic. Oil in it. It takes 7 quarts of oil. Now I'm putting the coolant in. I've done filled up the reservoir. I'm about to turn it on so I can start circulating the coolant. And I guess before I do that, let me check this dipstick real quick to see if it even reads anything. I hope it does. Oh yeah, there we go. It looks like it's reading something now. It must have been low, because I mean, oil did come out, but I guess it may have been low to where it just wasn't reading on the dipstick. So now we got full 7 quarts of oil in it. About to start it and let this coolant start circulating. All right guys, car is running, oil is in it, coolant is in it. I've already bled it. Everything seems to be holding up well. I don't see any leaks other than me bleeding it, overflowing and all that. So I guess what I'm about to do is pull it out, go take it on a test drive. Well, I'll probably pull it out first, clean all this stuff up that's under it. That way when I pull it back in, I can see if there's any leaks after I get done from driving. And hopefully the coolant temp gauge will be all right. There was a tendency to where if I sat for too long, it'd want to start going over halfway, but the reservoir was also out, so that could be part of it. So I'm gonna let it idle for a minute maybe, and then see if it wants to try to overheat, and then we'll take it on a test drive. All right guys, so there's the coolant gauge. Let me get right here. It is definitely looking a lot better. It used to sit at halfway all the time, but now it's sitting a little below halfway, and that just makes me feel so much better. I've been sitting here, let it sit for about 5 minutes or so, and it's not gone over once. I haven't driven it yet, but we're about to go on the test drive and see how it does. So overall, as of right now, I'm very pleased with how it's doing. All right, y'all, we made it back to the shop after doing a test drive. It's back up on the lift because I just had to check something. Pulled it in to see if we had any more leaks, and we had a leak on the ground. I pulled it into a fresh spot right there. I think it's just from the overflow tank. I think after letting it sit, cool down, I think it just came out the overflow tank. So just checking to see where that came from. It looks like coolant. I'm gonna say it is. So I guess without further ado, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. And we got a lot of other things to do. So see you on the next one.